Hi, I'm Deb Sirman from Greenland Garden Centre, and I'm going to show you how to turn your tree from drab to fab in a few short tips. One of the most important things that you should do with your artificial tree is make sure that you would fluff it properly. Fluffing is a crucial part, so on the inside of your tree, when the branches are all flat, take the time to lift up the branches, and that will ensure that it is as full as possible. Next, if you have a tree that is older and it has a lot of big gaps in it, this one is quite well filled in, but for example, if you have a gap, what you can do as a tip is take a lifelike evergreen, artificial also, and just set it in there, use the tree to secure it, and then you can fill in the gaps. What I would recommend is you use that same one throughout the tree to give the tree a consistent look. When we're making a tree turn from drab to fab, one of the most important things is to tie in the colors. So putting ribbon on or garland is what we recommend first. And this ribbon will tie in to some of your key focal areas. When you're applying the ribbon with an artificial tree, what you do is you let your tree do the work for you. So you start from the top, take the branch, and just squeeze it in. This ribbon is actually called cinnamate, and it works really well because it has a very gentle billowing that comes very naturally, and it makes it very easy to look great. I'm going up and down on this tree because I find that one it works very well on trees, but you certainly can do the old style round and round. That works also. So I'm letting the tree do the work as I'm working downwards, and then I'll work my way right to the bottom. And this is the part that I get a lot of questions on. When you're coming back up again, should I cut it? I don't recommend cutting it at all. What you're going to do is tuck it way in underneath so that you can't see where that end is, and then work your way back up again. If you cut it, then when you go to use it next year, if you're not applying it in the exact same manner, then you'll end up having a whole bunch of pieces that you won't know what to do with. So this will give you your best value for your dollar. Okay, so once you get your ribbon on, you want to make sure that you're putting your ribbon on in even batches. So this one would be probably about 5 swoops all the way around if you see it from all angles. If it's against a wall, it doesn't matter. You don't have to put it on the back. The next thing you can do to tie in your tree to be from drab to fab is by using key focal colors that are going to tie the ribbon and the key focal piece together. In this case, I'm using a flower, but if it was a figure, an elf or some other large figure, that would work too. And because it's our largest, we're going to work with our largest pieces next. So you just gently set it in. If that stem was too long on there, what you can do is clip it off. And then what I'm going to do is add another stem because we're going to be using some gold in this tree. As an accent, we've chosen to use the burgundy and with a little bit of gold. So we've chosen another gold flower as an accent. On a 7.5 foot tree, I'd probably use at least 8 or 9 of these, probably at least 9 large ones and about 12 small ones. And that would tie in everything that you have existing in your collection of Christmas ornaments. And finally, what I would recommend is to, if you are adding to a new color, is choose ornaments that are very consistent in color. So be sure to choose your ornaments during the day so that they're all matching and your golds or whatever color you're using are matching. And purchase them in volumes. So instead of purchasing 1 or 2 of these, you would purchase 12 or 16 of very similar ornaments so that you can tie it all in. And again, that will just help tie in all of your old items. If you're wanting to tie in 2 different colors and you're feeling like you want to be a little bit braver, we do a really neat thing with our ribbons is something called layering. And you can do this from the start. So if I were putting it on initially, I'd probably, because I'm experienced with ribbon, do it one time, but you can do it later on also. And what you're doing is you're adding in that next color to give you a contrast to pick up 2 colors. So next year, if you wanted to, or in a few years, if you wanted to switch out your colors All you would have to do is switch out the ribbon and your accents, and you can go for a completely different look. And there's our start for our Christmas tree.